Do a short walk around test drive on this 89 Volvo 240 DL wagon. It's in pretty good shape as far as usability. It's got some dents and scrapes and a little bit of rust here and there. I'm going to go over all the issues. It's a non-sunroof version. It has a 5-speed manual, which is nice, and it doesn't have that breakable overdrive switch as a true 5th gear, which is pretty sweet. Tires are in good shape. Brakes did last year. That's all new Volvo stuff. As far as the body, you've got some crease there, a little surface rust down here. Is missing this entire trim panel on both sides. And honestly, I'm not that unhappy that it's gone. It seems to be a source of rust. A few little holes related to that. And here you go. A little bit of a hole there. And a bigger one here. Pretty fixable though, otherwise not too bad. The rear, all lights, gauges, everything works. A little rust right here. It has new shocks for the door. Those work nicely. Sorry, I apologize for the dirt in here. You know, it's got all the Volvo storage. Most of those tools won't come with this. There's a plate. Let's see. A little bit of scrape here. I originally bought this from an older woman. A little bit of rust here. Who didn't really know how big the car was. A little scrape there too. Actually, this is all connected to the same incident, looks like. But on this side, you have same little bit of surface rust area. Nothing as bad as the other side. The worst body rust on the whole car is on the other side. There's also kind of a bow right here in the hood. Somebody seems to have closed it. And there's a few dents. I don't know if you can see in the reflection. The roof is pretty good shape. 2 small dents here and here. No sunroof on this, so no sunroof leaks. And there's another dent right here. Now looking on the inside, has 161,512 miles on it. However, the odometer is broken, so could be whatever. It runs pretty decent though. The whole thing's been converted to crank windows, front and rear. I couldn't find decent door cards, so I left the original one in. So you've got a little bit of a hole here, but this is because all the existing windows were having problems. You can see everything's been cranked. Worked really well in the back here. Also, the front seats are different than the rear seats. Now, the older woman I got this from had a hip problem and sat in this front seat in such a way as to really destroy it. It ended up hurting your back, so I got rid of that. And these are seats out of an 84 sedan. They're in much better shape, pretty well bolstered, but they are cloth compared to what was originally to the car. Because I don't know if it's like kind of pleather or whatever. But the rear seats are in good shape. The front seats are in good shape. Now, other things that don't work or are broken, it's a Volvo, so the dash is of course cracked in a couple of places. The radio doesn't work. The blower can be loud. Don't know if I ever run the air conditioning. Can't say for sure if that works or not. We'll take it for a test drive. Now inside these guys are broken. That's a pretty... It's broken on both sides. It's a pretty simple thing to repair. I just couldn't find a parts car. Headliner's in good shape. And it's nice and simple considering there's no sunroof. So, let's go for a run. Bear with me, I'll put the seatbelt on here. Parking brake could be adjusted, grabs right at the top. You know, the aux power works. Or run your cell phone. Hazards work. Lights all work. Service light goes out, but the check engine light seems to stay on, which is another, not a surprise for Volvo. Doesn't overheat, runs nice and smooth. Goes into every gear nicely. Reverse is nice, and again, it doesn't have the push button, which is a notorious thing to break. You actually have a fifth gear, for real. Clutch engages nicely, sounds good. The exhaust is not bad. There is a little bit of a rattle. We may hear it occasionally. Got decent power. We're going to take it out on the highway, go through all the gears. But it's pretty much a nice solid old Volvo. It does have, you know, little issues as far as these lights and just the one light. I've gone through and I tuned the whole thing up when I first got it, and I couldn't get the check engine light to go away. And that's not the first Volvo I've had that problem. So, at least in my state, it passed with flying colors. The inspection's still current for this state. But honestly, I wouldn't hesitate to drive this thing cross country if I wanted to. Yeah, it's a nice old wagon. It's not too nice. Like, there's something you can definitely just start using as a daily driver. It's a good college car, first car, something like that. You're not going to worry about if you put a dent in it. It's already got a bunch of little dents. So we're going to go up on the highway here. Glove compartment is good. Opens. It's a little awkward to hold this, so please excuse some weirdnesses. Okay, we're in second gear, third gear. This is an odd-on kitchen. Hold on. Still in third gear. Fourth gear. And overdrive. So, cruise is nice and straight on the highway. This last year it had some rusty front lower control arms. I ended up replacing those. Those are brand new. After I did that, I had an alignment done. It's a nice highway car. There's no hand on the steering wheel. The cruise is pretty straight. The tires, rear tires, are a little more worn than the front tires. They are good though. I'd probably say about 50% on them. They're pretty recent though. Wipers, oh, sorry, it's not wipers in my picture. Wipers work. Whatever the hell that's called works. Washer fluid works. Turn signals work. Put a radio in this thing, and it's pretty much the big thing I do, honestly. That's all it really needs. And I'll throw one in. I've got a CD player kicking around you can take with you if you ended up buying the vehicle. I pulled it out of another vehicle. And what else is there to say? Let's see. So this is an 89. Now once again, it says, oh Jesus, it says 161,000. You know, I don't want to make any kind of silly estimate like, oh, I'm sure it's only 172. I mean, I have no idea. I can tell you that the previous owner of the vehicle, she was the second owner, I'm the third owner. She said it broke I don't know, years ago. So it could have another 50,000 miles on it, who knows. It runs nice though. I'm gonna pop the hood when we get back. Let's see. Back on the highway. Third gear. Got plenty of power in all gears, it's very nice. And these things really come alive when they have a manual transmission behind them. Fourth gear. Past this slow Camry. Brakes are good. Last year, when I first originally bought this car, once again, it was an old woman I bought it off of. She hadn't done anything about the brakes in forever. I mean, they were awful, incredibly dangerous. So I ended up putting all new calipers, rotors, pads, rebuilt the front wheel repacked the wheel bearings. Those were still pretty decent. This thing has all new brakes as of a year ago, and you can definitely tell. You know, it's got the huge, oversized Volvo brakes on it. I'm trying to think of anything else worth mentioning. The mirrors are manual on both sides. Basically, one of the reasons I was attracted to this vehicle is that it really doesn't have much to break on it. A manual transmission, manual windows now, manual mirrors, got a very basic dash. You don't have much to worry about. It just keeps going and going. Almost back. We'll go over engine compartment. Handles pretty well. There is a tiny bit of play in the steering wheel. I mean, it's very minute though. Once again, it's difficult to drive this thing and hold the camera. As far as rust underneath, there is some issues of surface rust here and there. It's not that bad. I do have an extra pair of rear trailing arms. I didn't like the looks of the trailing arms around the vehicle. They're fine. They passed inspection, no problem, but they seem to me to be rusty. So I grabbed another set just to have on hand, so that'll go with the car too. So if you find it any time you don't want them, don't want the original trailing arms on there, you can throw the new ones on. Well, they're not new, but non-rusted ones. Alright, now we'll check out the engine compartment. Alright, so, did a tune-up recently, that was last year, so you got new plugs, new wires, new cap and rotor. Recent oil change. All the fluids are good. The battery, I can't remember if I replaced this. I think I did. It looks pretty new. Turn the lights on. Again, the tires, not bad. They all match. Actually, the rear tires are just about the same as the front. I'll take that back. Some other little, this is a little wobbly. You can see it's busted on the inside here a little bit. I'm pretty sure I have a spare one to go with it. Brake lights back here. Let me see how it's running here. Those are lit. Yeah, they're a little dirty, but see the control arms under here. Those are brand new. It's notorious for these to rust out. The other thing that's really nice about this car, it doesn't leak anything. You know? A little rust right here too. I don't know if I'm getting a good picture of that. Yeah, there's a little crispy undercoating coming off.